Calling very dark man a necessity has apparently got him a new batch of haters, and in the last 24 hours I've seen a lot of people call me all sort of things, cloud chaser, this, that, the leakers, whatever. I'm going to be addressing everything in this video, and I'm also going to be exposing some level of idiosyncrasies that people display with or without their consent. And we need to be very careful as we grow, because a lot of us don't actually know that we display nuisance value. Now, you see, nuisance value is anything you do or say that contributes to the irritation, underdevelopment, and deterioration of the society with or without your consent. You can do it unknowingly, or you can do it knowingly. So now, there are many words that people use that they don't actually know the meaning of that word. They don't check. So they just assume that it's a bad word. So I made a video and I clearly said that very dark man is a necessity. And the problem about that word is that it triggered a lot of people, because necessity seems to mean like, oh, this person is a good person, forgetting that that's not actually what necessity means. Necessity has nothing to do with moral code or good or bad. Necessity is just a position of this thing is needed to arrive at a solution or a greater good. Now, firstly, I'm going to address it one by one. I was called a cloud chaser. First of all, it is not wrong to be a cloud chaser. Chasing clout or seeking social influence is not inherently wrong. It is a tool for building visibility, growing an audience, and generating revenue. While often criticized as shallow or desperate, it can be a strategic, positive, or neutral action depending on the intent, authenticity, and methods used. Strategic growth, a tool, not a trait, positive intent, yada, yada, yada. So that means, by the definition of the word chasing clout is a neutral word that can be used for a tool of multiplication of importance online. So it is the abuse or the misuse of chasing clout that is wrong. That's why you have impersonation, lying, and all of that, nuisance value. Imagine some people coming naked or showing their private part online to get attention. And that is the misuse of chasing clout. But if I come online and I give an analysis of 20 minutes long and I'm getting over 200,000 views, and 80% of people, they are saying that this person is quite intelligent, this is that, yes, I'm chasing clout because I needed that engagement. But at the same time, it's not wrong. Like, why do you people think that you telling me I'm a cloud chaser is wrong? Every content creator should be a cloud chaser. It takes a lot of intelligence to actually cloud chase without you displaying nuisance value. I have not done anything vile in any of my videos for the past 7 years since I've been online. Over half a decade. Go and check it. You will never see me use any lady that exposes her body, or you will never see me sexualize any woman on my platform. It has never happened before. I have never broken some certain protocols that I've set for myself. In the same way, you deploy that same term to very dark man and say he's a cloud chaser. As long as the output of what he's doing is benefiting the society, and before you say it is not, I have a very good comprehensive list of what very dark man has done, because some of you don't like to be factual. So I'm going to prologue history and we're going to vet it together. The fact that I said one man is a necessity does not equate another statement of, oh, every other person is not necessary. You should learn to listen to things with proper comprehension. All these bias and all these insecurities you have is funny, because I am a necessity, you are a necessity. I know that. But for the context of what I was talking about in terms of social influence, VDM is a necessity. That was the context. What does that have to do with anything? You now want to just find a way to you just want to find a fault with everything just because his name is mentioned. Anyways, I'm going to define the word necessity for you, because a lot of you don't actually know the meaning. In biblical and theological context, necessity refers to something that must happen because it is an essential link in God's sovereign plan to achieve a specific greater good. When we say God uses evil men as necessities, it does not mean God wanted the evil act to happen for its own sake, but rather that he allowed it to occur as a required step to reach his ultimate goal. Let's practicalize it. If Judas was not among the disciples, who would have linked Judas to the Pharisees? Who would have betrayed Jesus? Because somebody needed to do it. So Judas was a necessity. So if I say Judas is a necessity, doesn't mean I'm saying he's perfectly behaved. No human being on earth has the capacity to supply perfect behavior. God does not call those who are qualified. He qualifies those who he calls. Go and check through history, traipse through history, prologue it. Look at all the men that God used in the Bible. You know what? Let me even practicalize it for you. Joseph. If I tell you now that Joseph's brothers were a necessity, would you say that I'm wrong? Joseph's brothers were a necessity to the elevation of Joseph. I've not said whether they are good or bad people. I only said they are a necessity for the condition of Joseph to elevate to the status that God wanted him to be. Okay, let's prologue it. If Joseph's brothers did not sell him to slavery, Joseph would never have landed in Potiphar's house. If Joseph never landed in Potiphar's house, Joseph would never have landed in prison. If Joseph never landed in prison, Joseph would never have interpreted any dream for someone in that prison, for the king's word, for Pharaoh's word in the prison. If Joseph never interpreted any dream in the prison, he would not have been mentioned to the king. If Joseph have not helped one of the Pharaoh's word in the prison and the man was with the king, Joseph would never have met Pharaoh. If Joseph never met Pharaoh, Joseph would never have become Zaphnath-Paneah, the prime minister, and Israel would have been destroyed. So God showed Joseph what he was going to do with him. Destiny, assignment. Now God is the one that now determines how he will get there. If God had told Jacob in the Bible, I'm talking to Christians now, those of you that were cursing me. If God had told Jacob that sell your son to slavery, there's something I want to do with him, do you think Jacob would have answered? But God knows that, okay, I need this guy to get to this position because of what I want to do through him. Joseph was not special. His assignment is special. So what does God do? God allows the evil of men to reign, but he protected Joseph. He didn't allow him die. Because the truth is this, the brothers actually wanted to unalive him. Go and read the story, go and read history well. They wanted to unalive him. It was the elder brother that miraculously now said, let's put him in a pit and we'll sell him, and they sold him to slavery. So that's what happened. So now Joseph's brothers became a necessity to the elevation of Joseph's destiny. Learn to listen with comprehension. Learn to listen with comprehension. Every time you hear something you don't like, don't go from emotion to talking. A lot of you are coming out. I saw a lot of comments saying, and IBT said this guy is smart. It's not a thought. I am smart. I say this with all courage, with all intentionality. I didn't stutter. I am a smart kid. I am not proud. I am formidable. Pride is when you compare yourself to people, when you elevate yourself above others. I never said I'm the smartest guy in the room. I never said I'm smarter than people. I said I am smart. It's a factual statement. I spend nothing less than 3 to 4 hours every day studying and adding new knowledge to my bank. And you are telling me that I will not be smart. How would I be smart? King Nebuchadnezzar was necessary for the agenda of God. The ruthless pagan king was used as God's servant to bring necessary judgment upon Israel for their persistent disobedience. While he was motivated by conquest, his actions fulfilled God's sovereign will to exile his people for a period of purification. Elisha in the Bible, this is a man anointed by God, unalived 52 children because they called him bold. Imagine on social media today, you hear that bandits unalived 52 children, and we saw the videos. What do you think people will say? Now, this is a man, imperfect, a prophet too. This is a man that God used. Is it Noah? After God miraculously saved you from the flood, what does Noah do? He gets drunk, naked, slept on the floor. His child mocks him, lastborn. When Noah finds out, what does he do? He curses his child. Who else do you want to call? Abraham was a liar and a herbalist, but Abraham was necessary. Who else? Who else do you want to call? David. David unalived somebody just because he wanted to take the wife. That's a man after God's heart. Was David a necessity? Yes, it was a necessity. But was David a good man? Not actually. Let's go on. The list is endless. Paul unalived thousands of Christians. Do you know how they were taking Christians' lives back then? They will literally put you on a pole most times, and they will burn you from the ground up. Our brothers and our sisters. In fact, Paul was the one that led the stoning of Stephen. He held the coats of the men that were stoning Stephen. The same Paul was on his way to Damascus to go and unalive more Christians. Think there are thousands, and he was going to do it until the encounter. That same Paul wrote 1/3 of the New Testament. The list is endless. Bring anybody in the Bible, anybody God used. God was not shy to show the flaws of every man he used, because he doesn't call those who are qualified. He qualifies those who he calls, because our righteousness is Christ and not our actions. That's why all our righteousness are like filthy rags. So when I say VDM is a necessity, he doesn't need to be perfectly behaved. All he needs to do is to be perfectly positioned. You mistake perfect behavior for perfect positioning. VDM will never supply perfect behavior, because no human being on earth has the capacity to supply perfect behavior. You can't. A lot of us talking will do worse in that condition. If ordinary in a conversation of disagreement or social topics of, oh, this person is a necessity, and you are cursing me and my family, and you are insulting me, and some of you are Christians, what will you do if you were the president of this country? A lot of you know how to spot rotten eggs, but you don't know how to lay good ones. Any fool can spot a rotten egg. A madman can spot a rotten egg, but only an intelligent man with love can lay good ones. Tomide is Ashley Kim Mazi Tunde not. He wants Mazi to post him. Yes, I actually want Mazi to post me. It's not wrong. Oh, you were thinking I was going to deny it? No. Should I bust your head? When I posted that video about VDM, I was the one that sent it to Mazi. That Mazi, see, I don't cuckoo, my oga. Yes, I did. Because he gave me that relationship. I intentionally did. Why? Because I needed that message to get into a larger audience. It's not wrong. I'm not one of those uneducated people that you just talk to and you think, I don't know what I'm doing. Education is not academics. You can pass the test of academics and get A1 parallel in school. Pass your WAEC and JAMB and you can fail the test of education. Academics is the lowest form of knowledge. Academics is what they teach you in school. Education is what you teach yourself. Revelation is what God gives you. That is the highest. If you have any instrument that could be productive to the society and could increase the elevation and gratitude in society, and you have access to Mazi Tunde not, why shouldn't you do things that will make him post it? It's logical. Of course you should. Because I'm now going to list out things that VDM has done. But before I do, let me narrate something to you about that news that some of you keep talking about. The same Joseph's brothers in the Bible that sold Joseph to slavery were the same brothers that years after, when they had another opportunity to sell their brother again, Benjamin, the brother of Joseph, he was not from the same mother as the rest of them. That was only Joseph's same mother. So they had a better opportunity and a reasonable reason, a reasonable one, to actually sell Benjamin this time. The first one was out of jealousy. The second one was actually a necessity. They needed food. They were going to go extinct because there was famine. They needed to get food. They were justified in selling Benjamin, but they told Joseph, we will not make our father suffer again. The first one was jealousy. The second one was a necessity. Yet they put themselves last before themselves this time. So the fact that they sold someone to slavery out of anger, out of jealousy, does not mean that they cannot change. Love is long suffering. Love keeps no record of wrongdoing. 1 Corinthians 13. A lot of you are Christians and you are cursing me. And you keep holding on, you keep holding VDM to what he has done in the past and use that as a prerequisite to say this person can never be good. And if you prolong history, God should reveal the hidden choices you make behind the scene. You are the most rotten of the bunch. The same brothers that sold to slavery were the same brothers that were ready to sacrifice their lives for their brother. Growth, change, adult God. The same VDM that sold his news is the same VDM today that I can vouch. It's obvious he will never do it again. That's why it's called imperfection. It doesn't mean flawed. It means incomplete. His character was lacking. His positioning wasn't right. He made wrong choices. I've done wrong things in my life. I wish I could display my past for you on a movie screen. You go run. You go run. I'm one of the few people that if you bring my past to life, I don't care how you think. I will come next day and make a video and tell you, yes, I was even worse than this. There's more. That's why Christ is my righteousness. Christ is my boast. Christ is my anchor. I focus on the actions and the delivery. Have you forgotten that this same VDM was the one that donated 20 million for those kids, those girls that were trafficked to Cote d'Ivoire? Have you forgotten how he fought for those kids? If that's the only thing he has done, it's enough. VDM often tells you he's not an activist. I should not even be the one defending him. But you're making me have to go through this stress just to teach you how to think. You don't even have to like him. You don't have to like him. I'm not even talking like. Nobody's telling you to be sentimentally attached to him. But there's a position of deficiency in the social spectrum that VDM occupies that instills fear and restriction to people that would have done more evil if not for his presence. A few things of what VDM has done: philanthropy and community development, school renovations. VDM has renovated dilapidated public schools, specifically in Delta states, providing furniture, desk and improvements. Water projects. He has drilled boreholes to provide clean water to undeserved communities, including projects in Delta, Kwara, Oyo, and 2025 projects in Ghana. Skill acquisition empowerment. He provides monthly financial support, often 1 million plus monthly, to young Nigerians to learn trade and skills. Repatriation of trafficked girls. In April 2025, VDM donated 20 million to NAPTIP to repatriate and rehabilitate underage Nigerian girls trafficked to Ivory Coast. Support for unprivileged. He frequently uses his platform to assist people in medical crisis or those suffering from extortion. Social justice and anti-corruption campaigns, consumer protection and anti-fraud. He has helped victims of online fraud recover millions of naira, particularly targeting fake, harmful skincare products and uncertified products by calling out vendors, calling out scams. He publicly exposed Ponzi schemes, fake products and fraudulent vendors, often leading to their arrest or disruption of their business. Truth to power advocacy. He consistently challenges government officials, celebrities and public figures over misconduct, social justice, social injustice and corruption. Mohbad case involvement. He was a major voice calling for investigation and justice in the case of late singer Mohbad. Dispute with Harrison Gwamishu. He accused fellow activists. Dispute with Harrison Gwamishu. He accused fellow activist Gwamishu of diverting part of a 20 million ransom, leading to the Gwamishu's arrest. Bill dispute. He engaged in a public dispute with entrepreneur Bill, criticizing his business operations. Protest activities. He led a protest with primary school pupils in Abuja over a 2025 teacher strike, and in Benue over community security, transparency focus. He launched a public real-time tracking system for his NGO Martins Vincent Otel initiative. Donations aiming for a high accountability. Cut this man some slack, man. What else do you want? Go put your hand to his throat. Put your hand to his throat. And you say he's doing all of this for cloud chasing. He's doing it for cloud chasing. I've already laid the foundation. Go and Google fact check me. He's doing it for cloud chasing. He's doing it to please himself. No problem. Make it please himself. They go. As far as they get results. His mode of operation might not sit right with you. And I understand it. And I respect it. It's cool, innit? But to say that is not a necessity, because after all, he gets results. Now, has he used his position for personal agenda towards people? Yes, and it is not wrong. You didn't sit him there. No, but you give him that position. He doesn't even call himself an activist. People call him an activist. Everybody that knows me from incubation stage, from 2020, everybody knows that I've always had access to celebrities. God favored me in that direction. I've had access to top celebrities. I've been in the same room with top celebrities. Not once would you ever see me do things that will be questionable towards my faith, ever. Stop using insults and violence as your solution to disagreement. After everything I've said, some people will still focus on emotions and throw away logic. Now, here are some of the comments that people dropped. Bro, we all know the script. He's playing according to the script. play with Tomide, you are the one that is actually intellectually bereft. You are simply as leaking, and your analogy with the thief in your company shows the gap. Plus, stop using God here. VDM is a clear manipulator, and it shows how gullible you all are. Internet is truly a leveler. The funny thing is, after watching this video, after breaking everything down and calling him a manipulator, and I've told you that everybody's a manipulator, because manipulation is a tactic used in lying. What does it mean to lie? Lying means distorting a fact. So to do that, you have to manipulate the person, either with your stern face or your repetition of, oh, I'm saying the truth, or abusing a position of maybe that's your wife or that's your brother, because you know that they are your brother, they will believe. So lying cannot be enacted without manipulation. Everybody manipulates. So calling him a manipulator is just hypocrisy, because we all do it. That's what I wanted to say. And him manipulating is not my business. As long as he gets the job done, no problem. And you also said that I was ass licking. I've already debunked that. There's no ass licking here. I just know how to use my brain effectively. If ordinary disagreements can make you act like a tyrant towards me, I wonder who is going to take the seat of the presidency if those people decide to stop or step down today. This is also lack of comprehension skills right here. You just want to make VDM or guy post you, not him or guy. Do I want VDM to post me? Actually, no. That's not even in part of my intent. But if he posts me, I will repost it and say thank you so much, VDM, because that will give me engagement, and there's nothing wrong with that. Wanting VDM to post me is not even wrong. As long as I am not manipulating anybody, I'm still stating the obvious truth. I'm not a rattle. But one thing is for sure, the explicit definition of what necessity means, and in the condition of Nigeria as it is and the societal decay out there, he is a necessity. And we need more necessities to rise. A lot of you are better at spotting rotten eggs than laying good one. Learn how to lay a good egg. Stand up, forgive him for his past, and move on. If you're not going to forgive, no problem. If you're not going to like him, no problem. But you cannot deny his efficiency, because there's proof and data to back up the fact that he has done a lot of good. And then we arrive at a conclusion. Is VDM a necessity after all of this? Yes, he is. If you still think otherwise, take it to the bank.